Welcome back to the apocalypse. We're heading in. Well, we were going to head into race 2, but suddenly the entire event has turned into a cat struggling to get out of a bath of water. We've had server disconnect. We've had our cameraman Lewis McGlade and co-commentator Lewis McGlade have trouble getting into the servers. Thankfully, though, we are just going to track now. We must apologise for the distinct lack of HUD. It is merely a fix to try and sort out what's going on. Thankfully, I'm now in the game. Hopefully, I won't get disconnected, and so I can keep you up to date with everything. But the big story here, Scuderia Basilia's first pole position, albeit a fake pole position of sorts, since the 2013 Supercup Brazilian Grand Prix. Menno Klont, Emmanuel Gagzella, and Kevin Siggy behind. In my opinion, Lewis, Siggy the man to watch for this race.
Yes, Siggy will obviously be one to look out for. Good news, we do have a lap count.
Yes.
We just don't have anything else, and any time I press the buttons to move position, it doesn't work. So this will be a very make-do race too. But Super Cup is always interesting, and I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll work through it. We're good with that.
We are good with that. How good will Zandona be? That's the question.
Indeed.
The Italian starts on pole position for the first time for Scuderia Basilia this year, on debut as well. Menno Klont, P2 from Multiforce. Can he? Well, he wants a podium. He wants a legitimate podium this year, not one being forced up from a penalty. Perhaps this is a chance. Emmanuel Gagzella starts P3 for Storm. Ken Siggy, race winner. My tip for the win for Positive Sim Racing in P4. We then have the two sim crafts of Tom Parker P5, Florian Gaia P6. Philip Pushka starts P7 for PB with Sven de Vries, our championship leader, P8 for Satellite. Jonathan Holmes, despite that amazing recovery drive, I can't believe I forgot about this, just missed out on first group pole position, but he nevertheless starts P9 for Adonis, much better than P21. And Lopez starts P10 for Positive. We then have Jason Muscat, P2 in the championship still, P11 for Adonis with Scott Beresford, P12 for the 6-axis. Dowie Tapper starts P13 for Street Fighter. And Maurice Brackham P14 for PB. Roy Burzell starts P15 for Fox Racing, with Matt Richards P16 for the 6-axis. Terence Gretsch starts P17 for Centurion, with Bart DeVos after an awful race 1 starting P18 for Waters. Aaron Newman starts P19 for Mazurek Racing. Watch out for him, he could be a late contender for the points. And Adrian McNaughton rounds out the top 20 for Storm. We then have Pavel Oknovsky, also a bad race for the Estonian. P21 for FA, with Santiago Niza P22 for Street Fighter. Patrick Gatewood starts P23 for Multiforce, and Mike Bell P24 for Mazurek. Pardon me. Dan Russo starts P26, 5 even, for Centurion Racing, with Andreas Waters P26 for Fox. And then we have our retirements from last race. Nico Dodkonik P27 for Satellite, Mikko Jakinen P28 for Scuderia Basilia, and Victor Silva round out the grid for Waters Automotive.
Yeah, clearly Scott Beresford was listening to me in the previous race, because I mean, I don't know if it was a glitch, but he seemed to only use the two sets of options in that race. So maybe he was just going for this second race as opposed to trying to sort of not get a penalty and work out with both races. But
Perhaps.
Yeah, he's in that P12 slot. We'll just have to see how he starts. But yes, Kevin Siggy's going to be the one I'm watching. But how is Zandona going to do from P1?
I'm loving Niza's attempt to parallel park there.
Indeed.
Brilliant. Right, anyway, what can Zandona do? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in here for the final time at Silverstone in Super Cup. We're off and away, and it's a great start from Menno Klont, straight into the lead in Zandona. Oh, he bogs down massively. It's like Renieri all over again, isn't it? So Klont into P1, we then have Parker, Gagzella, Zandona, Siggy, Pushka, Muscat, Holmes, Gaia, and De Vries down into P10, though having a look on Gaia in these early stages. Oh, he's going to get swamped, I imagine. He's trying to get through it, but he's getting bogged down massively. Dowie Tapper in battle with him now. Looking back up at the front, though, Menno Klont into the lead of this race. This is the first time Multiforce have led a race from the off. Full stop, I think. They've led for a couple of laps in the strategy calls, but not in this sort of situation. Gagzella in P3, mounting the curb, and Kevin Siggy up into P4. Restarting to hassle back of the Romanian already. Zandona from pole position. What a shame to bog down, but perhaps like Ranieri he can pull A wonderful race stint himself. He mounts the curb though massively and might be under attack from Pushka, though Pushka goes wide himself, so shouldn't be in too much trouble. Look at the gaggle of cars back there. Where has Sven de Vries gone? Oh, where has Sven de Vries gone?
There was a bit of a start mess.
Oh dear.
Where is he? What position?
P26.
Oh dear. Doesn't look like we're going to have the same winner in the second race as we have in the first.
You don't say it's Tom Parker!
Tom Parker straight around the outside of Menno Klomp for P1. Great stuff. He's really looking for that win.
He is indeed. This is the Parker we love to see. Nice and feisty. Great move. And so Parker retakes the lead of this race. I've just had something... Okay, Parker going on options. Oh, right. So Parker's going to pit.
Ah. Now, this is something that we can't see on the broadcast, what tyres people are on, so... Yeah.
Well, I can.
You can. Yes, I can't.
I can. So Parker is on options. Yeah. And actually, talking of that, Gagzella on options as well. And oh, wow, Zandona into fourth. Oh, Pushka's had a massive moment, and Zandona's gotten past Gagzella. So, interesting. So Gagzella and Parker are going for exactly the same sort of strategy that they went for in Spain.
Ooh.
And that's why Klont lost the lead so fast, because he's on the prime tyre, so he's going to be slower.
Oh, contact there between Pushka and I think that was Muscat at Luffield.
Muscat's into sixth.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I got that really wrong then without all this.
Yeah, that's right. Great start. And look at this. Richards into 10th as well.
Oh, that's good stuff. He's like 20th or something. It's
Yeah.
his final race in Supercup as well. He's obviously moving up into the RP Forge Super League, which is tomorrow. There's such a gaggle of cars there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Coming down to the maggots. Wow.
Oh, I was in a similar situation last time on the last lap of Race 1 of Formula Challenge. There were about 6 of us all in the same battle.
I also see P2 has changed. It's now Manuel
Yes.
Gazella who's in P2. Tom Parker, though, has got a really nice lead at the moment. That's looking like it's going to be a good couple of seconds.
We were expecting that, though, to be fair. You know, with this news that those two are going to be splitting the race in half as Kevin
Muscat.
Oh, Muscat!
Oh!
Oh, dear. And Guy has gone as well. Oh, dear. And, as I say... and Guy has spun again.
Yeah.
And you know, just as we thought Muscat could gain some points back on De Vries, that happens.
Indeed.
That happens. And so, to tell you the order now. Oh, it's nope, just timing. Don't worry. So it's Parker from Gagzella, Klont in P3, the lead. Well, basically on the normal strategy. He's on the harder tyres. He's going to the end. The two ahead of him, Gagzella and Parker, need to pit. Then it's Siggy, Zandona, Pushka, Holmes, Richards, Tapper, Brachan, Verzil, Niemanen, Beresford, Bell, and Lopez.
And Bell's had a good start then.
Bell has had a good start. And I'm wondering whether he's on the... yes, he is on the option tyre. I thought he might do that.
Interesting. I wonder if he's going to be able to go to the end of it, though. I know Mike's had some really silly... not tyre wear issues, but... Yeah, his safety on tyres is generally quite high, but I know even he's been saying there's been some tyre wear issues at this track, so I wonder if he's going to be going for the no stop. I would assume as much.
Might as well risk it, you know?
Yeah, you might as well risk it if you can do roughly 17 laps on them. As in the background, I believe that's Pushka and Zandona.
Oh, yep.
Pushka's through, up into P4.
Zandona coming back, though. I fear, I mean, the Italian has had a really good showing so far, but he just doesn't have the pace of the front runners. Race winners like Siggy and Pushka are simply faster than him. But I'm going to have a look at this gap between Klont and Siggy now. Because we're saying that Klont is essentially net leader of this race. Because, Gagzella and Parker need to pull out a 20-second gap. In 4 laps, Parker has pulled out 4 seconds. So that's a second a lap, okay? If they're going to split this race half and half, they're going to be pitting about lap 8 or lap 9. That is going to be nowhere near enough to be able to take the lead from Klont.
Yeah.
Well, interesting times ahead. As I say, that gap between Klont and Siggy was, what was it? It was 2.1 seconds, wasn't it?
Mm.
We'll keep an eye on that to see whether that comes down over the following lap. Might bell up into 12th. And Beresford's had an off somewhere. Because he's down to 16th. So that's all messed around. So oh wow, Richards 8th. So Brakan 9th, Tapper 10th, Versal 11th, Bell 12th, Lopez 13th, Loknovsky now 14th, and Bart de Vos into the point. De Vries still not there, but no doubt he'll be trying to get back. We've had no retirement so far as well, which is lovely to see. But yeah, is it me or is Clont actually catching back up to Gaxella?
Quite possibly, but Richards and Jonathan Holmes are going side by side.
Oh yeah,
down the hanger straight.
Big battle. Oh my word! Oh wow,
Maurice
that was close. Brakan was living life on the edge there. And thankfully he's been able to hold it as Richards on the inside. Brakan around the outside though. And Brakan takes P8. Nice move, and here comes Tapper. Is he going to benefit as well? Oh, side by side. And interestingly, actually, I see that Richards is on the option tyre as well.
Yeah, it's not surprising. He's usually going for these. He'll probably be stopping as he's trying to attack his way past Brakan. He's had a dive bomb. Oh, he's going to go into the side of Jono nearly.
Just about stopped in time.
Just about stopped in time, indeed.
Oh, and let me tell you, clipping that inside upper curb, not good, as Dawe Tapper spins up his wheels on exit. That's going to put you at a massive disadvantage onto the hanger straighters. Oh, Siggy around the outside of Pushka.
Indeed.
For P4 and 5, I saw that. Actually, no. Siggy was ahead normally, wasn't he? So this is Pushka trying to attack Siggy. And this is all going to fall very nicely into Klont's hands. Because while these two are battling, he's just going to be saying, thank you very much, I'll keep on trying to hold on to the back of Gaxella.
Yeah, we know Pushka's the... As I said in the previous race, Pushka seems like he's the fastest guy on the track, as he's going to have a look on the inside. They're going to go side by side through Maggots.
Oh,
no, just
wow.
Maggots. Gets it through, sorted, and done. That was a very, very good move.
Great move.
Good stuff from the pair of them. And actually, I'm impressed with Siggy on that one, to lift, which is something that we've not seen him do very much this season.
No, you're right. It's nice to see him actually having a... No, let's not curse it. Zandona doing really well in 6th, isn't he? Matt Richards 7th, so that means that Brakan's fallen back a bit, because Holmes is into 8th.
Around the outside. Great job.
Yeah. Lovely battling from these two, from two of the most aggressive drivers on track as well. As Jonathan Holmes is down. Oh dear, what happened to Holmes? He was doing oh so well. Did he spin at the Vale? Oh, he did exactly... Well, he didn't lose under braking, but the Vale has been absolutely devastating for both Adonis drivers after having such a good recovery session in race 1. All going a bit to pot in race 2. Holmes now down to 14th.
Yeah, it's not good considering where he's running. He's doing such a good job in the first race to get up into a good position, and then not having a good one in this. And all that meaning, when you look at the team's championship, his Simcraft is going to be catching at one hell of a rate of knots, as Zandona and Richards going a little bit wheel to wheel out of Luffield.
Oh, what happened to Zandona then?
Don't know.
He's actually no, because Richards is stopping, so that's not exactly going to be too bad for the Italian. And actually, that's a really interesting point we've got to keep an eye on as well. Well, at the gap he and Gaxella are currently pulling at the moment, there is absolutely no chance in hell that Parker and Gaxella are going to be ahead of Clont by the time they pit. It's about 20 seconds on average for a pit stop. That at present... Oh, Pushka?
Sorry, Pushka and Siggy.
Yeah, they're still going side by side. I'll put a Siggy on the inside once again. Oh, contact between the two. And heading into the Vale, Pushka is going to stay ahead. Just about. Nice stuff from the German. But yeah, as I was saying, at this rate, I tell you what, Gaxella and Parker are just squeezing into the points.
Yeah, but that will change. We saw this actually back in Catalonia, where those two were fighting for the lead. Funnily enough, in this second race, when running on this kind of strategy, as Matt Richards sets the fastest lap of the race. But yeah, those two, they were fighting a lot back then, whereas now they're leaving each other alone, obviously with the space between them. And I think Parker came back to finish on the podium in that event. Maybe you can go and get your wiki out.
I will get my wiki out. I'll whip it out like a cool whip.
Wicker. Yeah?
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on from that one. The thing is where is he actually going to finish? I believe he finished on the podium. If not, it was definitely I think it was 4th, or it was up there.
He did finish on the podium in race 2.
Yeah, see? Now that was from running this kind of strategy of hopping onto the options and blasting it for as many laps as he possibly can. So he's really going for it, and going to see where he can actually put himself in the race. I don't think he's actually going necessarily for the win. I think the win, if I'm perfectly honest, who it's probably going to be in the hands of, is not Menno Klont. It's actually probably going to be Philip Pushker. I reckon he's in a very good position, approaching the halfway point of this race, to actually come home and win it. As a bit of lag from the two of them.
Wow. Siggy.
That was...
Well, look, here's the telling sign. We said lots of laps ago that the gap between Klont and Siggy behind him, which is essentially fourth place, was 2.1 seconds. The gap, as they cross the line now, is currently 2.5.
Yeah, that's because they've been battling. I mean, if... and what happened to Pushka then?
Here comes Richards!
Yeah, Richards on
Look
the
at
options.
Richards! Yeah!
He set the fastest lap of the race in the previous lap. It's been beaten by a man since then. MGAC, as we say.
MGAC, yeah.
As Pushka and... they're going to wheel.
And here comes Richards! Oh my... Whoa!
Wow, that was a good catch.
Save that was!
That was a great catch.
Catch of the season.
Siggy.
Siggy! And Pushka, I mean, he was really left no option there but to out. As Zandona is now overtaken by Bracan as well. So unfortunately, the Italian falling down the order as it happens. But actually, to be fair, these guys are option runners as well. Bracan and Loknovsky. So we'll have to wait and see what they do at the halfway point. It is lap 8 of 17, actually. So I'd imagine we'd be receiving the first pitters sooner or later as Richards, Siggy and Pushka all in the same space into Magus and Beckett's. Siggy around the outside because Richards around the outside!
Oh!
No! Oh my words! That was always going to end in tears, unfortunately. As spectacular as that looked, Matt Richards is demoted all the way down to P10. And right in the gaggle of cars by Tapper, Loknovsky, Zandona and Bracan. Goodness me, that was scary stuff.
Oh,
and Parker's
in.
Yeah. Parker's in. We were expecting this. Gagzella goes round again to lead the second race consecutively. Menno Klont obviously going round again as well. Siggy, Pushka, all on the same strategy. Matt Richards into the pit. So Bracan's going to come in. And there's lots of changing because, here comes Parker.
Out of the pit lane.
Where does Parker come out? Yeah, nowhere near where the podium is, but he's on fresh tyres. He comes out in P9.
He's going to be running very quick. He'll slice through this lot very quickly.
Right out behind Zandona as well.
Yeah.
And Tapper. So, he's got to get past these lot, though. That's the first bit they need to accomplish. Either way, looking very good for Menno Klont currently. Kevin Siggy and Philip Pushka also there or thereabouts, but these two need to stop battling. Currently, them two battling is what's allowing Klont the luxury of keeping a 2 to 2.5 second gap over them. Parker is, and he's past Tapper already, though Tapper's not going to give up just yet. Alongside the Englishman goes Tapper. Surely, he has to pull in. Keep the points, mate. Every time. This is good points that you're getting. Meanwhile, though, Bracan and Loknovsky likely to pit as well, both on the option tyre. Then there's Zandona, and then there is Parker on the option tyre. So we've got 2 to get out of the way, 3 to get out of the way. So Parker likely to be back up into P5 or P4 by the end of this. Let's see Gagzella going round again. Running this stint long. As, here comes Pushka and Siggy.
Oh, okay. Parker's got on past Zandona, but debatably. Oh, Siggy and, Pushka having a little bit of wheel banging.
Well, Bracan and Loknovsky
going Siggy, that was a cut-back and a half. Great job. Yeah.
Awesome job. Great battling from these two. But look at the gap now. 3.5 seconds. And Pushka goes wide. Oh, and he rejoins, but he's got a lot to do to catch back up to Siggy. Oh, maybe not. Siggy locks up heavily. Yeah, and 3.5 seconds. The gap now between Klont and Siggy. This is working perfectly for the Dutchman.
But maybe at second lap, I don't know how much it is really, but Parker, look at where he is in comparison to this lot. He's really not that far back, to be perfectly honest, as Siggy and Pushka once again, wheel to wheel.
That's the thing, though.
Oh, bit more contact.
I'd imagine Bracan will let Parker through. It is his team, of course. Pushka and Siggy will provide much harder competition, though. And that's the problem.
For some reason on my HUD I'm being told about Nico DeConnick being into the pit lane. That's how glitchy we're being today. That's wonderful. Wow. Pushka runs wide.
Into Magus and Beck as we go.
Maybe whether they should keep that position. 'cause
They're
keep...
still side by
Wow.
side. Wow, side by side through the entirety of Maggots and Beckett's. And what that's allowed to do is Maurice Brackham to catch right back up. Let's actually look to Gagzella. You see, Gagzella doesn't pit. I wonder, can Gagzella go the full?
End, I don't think.
Surely not.
Oh, Pushka's going around the outside. He's gone a bit too deep. He's gone off the grass.
Oh, he's gone very deep. Here comes Lochnovsky. Where's Parker? Still not there. Lochnovsky in. That's the first of our option runners in. Brackham still going. Gagzella still going. Parker up into P7 now. But as I say, next up the road for Parker is Pushka and then Brackham. But Pushka's mistake there could be costly. And actually, to be fair, where one PB racing car let Siggy off the hook, another one's there to pick up the slack, and Brackham on the softer compound tyres will be providing a much stiffer competition, I feel, even though Pushka's the arguably better driver.
Indeed. But, you know, Brackham's had a great run this afternoon and has... Oh, evening, really. It's, 9:30 at the moment, Lewis. Wake up. But Brackham's had a great drive. We've seen pace been phenomenal in comparison to previous events, so he's running in a great position at the moment to take full advantage of that. Where Tom Parker's going to go.
Where's Brackham going to come out once he pits, though?
Oh, is he in the options as well? Okay.
Yes, yeah. It's Brackham and Gagzella we're expecting in sometime soon.
Okay, and possibly at the end of this lap.
Seem like it in order to get an advantage. Let's look to Gagzella now. Just coming round Stowe. He's lapped the Centurion. Oh, I believe that's Dan Rusu. Yes, it is indeed. And Gagzella goes round again. Interesting stuff. Meanwhile, Clont now has a...
Siggy and Pushka. Oh, no, not as Brackham even, sorry.
Brackham! Oh, what a shame. Well, there doesn't seem to be a race without, or an event, I should say, without incident for Siggy. I'm not sure whether that was Brackham's fault, though. Either way, down the order he falls. So now it is literally Siggy and Pushka, which Parker needs to traverse in order to get within a chance of getting Clont. But to be fair, I haven't seen Parker make a decent enough indent on Pushka yet to be able to say that he will absolutely get up to Clont. I mean, the gap between Clont and Siggy is almost 4 seconds now. So Parker really needs some clean air. Tapper in 6th. Possibly on for net P5 at this rate. Zandona then would be potential P6. And then we've got Roy Verzil up in P8, but battling with a huge gaggle of cars, including Lopez and indeed Sven de Vries, who's back into the points in P10.
Wow.
And just about to take Lopez. Oh my word. He's got to be careful. Really careful, otherwise he's going to find himself in more trouble.
Yeah, De Vries is just trying to do a bit of damage control at the moment. It's a surprise to see him this far up, to be perfectly honest. Great drive from being spun or whatever happened to him earlier in the race. Wow, straight through on the inside of Cops.
Great move.
Yeah, that was a great move on Roy for Sven de Vries.
I wouldn't want to be...
I would not want to be in that.
There.
No way.
No.
Oh, Scott, is that Scott Beresford?
Yep, that is. And Gagzella's in. Gagzella's in. Big moment here. Also, while Gagzella's in, just to tell you, our 2 retirements only so far. Florian Guy with suspension damage. Matt Richards, who decided to retire full stop. A shame to end his Super Cup career on this note. But then, through to take the lead of the race, Menno Clont, the Dutchman. I can't remember the last time Multiforce won a race, personally. I'll have to go and check it after. There's still lots to happen. Kevin Siggy into P2, Pushka P3, and Tom Parker on the inside for P3 now! Contact between the two. And is Parker through?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Parker onto the podium once again, just like Spain. Lap 13 of 17. He has got 4 laps, including this one, to go. He has got a long way. There's a 3.2 second gap between Clondo and Pushka's not going to make it easy. Parker making mistakes like that will make sure that he is going to stay away from that lead. Right, so Pushka down to P4. Tapper P5. Zandona P6. But under heavy pressure now from the newly arrived Gagzella with brand new tyres. So I think Zandona's going to be demoted to 7th, unfortunately. Doesn't take away from his evening. It's been brilliant so far. Indeed, Gagzella up the inside. Can't do anything, though. De Vries P8 now after taking Fran Lopez. These two were battling for the lead of the race in Monaco, now battling over 8th and 9th. Roy Verzil P10. Great stuff from the Dutchman so far. Holmes 11th, Beresford 12th, Bracan P13. Is he going to go all the way on the option tyres? That'd be impressive. Muscat back into the points as well, actually, P14. And Mikey Bell still there in P15. But the story is now all about Menno Clont. He rounds the penultimate and final corner now to go on to lap 14 of 17, 14, 15, 16, 17. So now there's 4 laps to go, sorry. 2.9 seconds is the gap between him and Siggy. That has come down a substantial amount since we looked at them last. Can Clont hold on is the question.
Really glad we got the broadcast ready for this one.
Oh, yeah.
That always one a little push to get it ready, but Super Cup always seems to deliver some great action in this 2014 UltraNet Super Cup season.
Oh, Gaxella! Gaxella! Oh, he's gone!
Has he just disconnected, or...?
I'll have a look. Oh, I don't think he did. Let's have a look. Oh, he went on the inside of Zandona. Silly move, really, and he rage quit. So, yeah, Gaxella, once again, his aggressiveness being his undoing, and that was a good load of points out of the window once again. It's not this season. From what I just saw there of a quick replay, though, definitely avoidable from the Romanian. 2.6 seconds the gap now. And Kevin Siggy. Parker. Oh, he's gone off the track. Oh, Parker! Oh my word! Wow.
That was scary.
That was, and you know what? That's what I was saying. Understeer round that section can catch you out so easily. I had that same exact moment. I was able to hold it. Parker wasn't, though. And now the man who we thought might have been in with the best chance of getting the win, down in P5, Dalway Tapper, up into P4 now. The Dutchman having a wonderful event. Matteo Zandona, because of Gaxella's retirement, into P6. De Vries P7, Virgil 8th, Lopez 9th. Holmes being in close battle here with Beresford now. The two Formula Challenge drivers, well, one's now a Super Cup full-time, the other is definitely Formula Challenge, battling over 10th and 11th. Bracan, I think, is going to go to the end on the option tyre. P12, can you only imagine what would have happened if he'd stayed up where he was? Muscat 13th, De Vos 14th, and Ari Neiman now 15th. And the gap between Clont and Siggy has increased dramatically once again. 3.4 seconds is the gap. Things are looking very good for Malta Force with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic result for Menno Clont if he can keep it together for the final 3 laps of this event. 2.5 laps, really. But there's a lot of battling throughout the field as we're looking at Scott Beresford, who's trying to get past, as you say, Formula Challenge. Kim Patrick really, I don't think he'll be moving up full-time into the Adonis car, I'll be saying, back there with Tanskanen. But would be a good fill for Oscar Cantona. However, has he run wide, or is it just the angle? It's just the angle. Never mind. Just the angle of the camera there. He's a good replacement for Cantonen.
Holmes? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm very confused there.
No, it's okay. When I start saying things really quickly, it makes no sense.
And you know what? I tell you what is keeping Siggy from really affecting that gap on Clont, and that's Philip Pushka. Once again into battle with the Austrian and causing him no end of grief. 3.4 seconds has been the gap for this entire last lap between Siggy and Clont. Oh, pardon me. We're on lap 16 of 17, the penultimate lap, and suddenly it looks better and better for Menno Clont. I said at the beginning of this race, the one thing he wanted this season was a legitimate podium. That's all he wanted. He had a default podium in China after Sven de Vries's RF scan penalty as Philip Pusher goes on the inside of Siggy. Oh no, bit of contact there and Siggy forced off the track. Bit rude from Pushka if you ask me. As I say, that's all Menno Clont was looking for. 3.7 seconds. Now the gap. Menno,
don't throw this
for
away
the
now.
love of everything, keep it. What, sorry?
Don't throw. No, I said don't throw this away now.
Yeah, don't throw this away now. Meanwhile, Matteo Zandona still P6, but he's got Sven de Vries still there in P7. Very lucky race for Sven de Vries, I'd say. Just shows what being a fast drive and being consistent after a spin can do. Roy Verzil, another very impressive event for the Dutchman to hold in P8 for Fox Racing. Great points for him. Lopez 9th, Holmes 10th, Beresford 11th, Muscat 12th, Brackham 13th, Bart de Vos 14th, Ari Niemann 15th. We've had we've had no more retirements actually after Gaxella's rage quit. And we now head on to the final lap of this race. Menno Klont leads by 3.4 seconds. All he has to do is keep it on the black stuff. Philip Pushka is in second, and he has bolted away from Kevin Siggy. The issue is it too late? I would think it is. Behind Siggy and Pushka, Dawe Tapper in P4 is doing his damn best to try and hold off the advances of Tom Parker. Tapper's had an excellent race so far, and P4 or 5 I think would be his highest finish of the year. Potentially, actually, he had a podium, didn't he? My apologies. This is a brilliant result for the unluckiest driver in Super Cup so far, though, even if it is P4 or 5. Everyone else saying Satius Bird Sales, Sven de Vries on the inside of Zandona. So there we go. Jason Muscat into P11 as well, though. Scott Beresford able to hold on around the outside. He is able to hold on around the outside. So Sven de Vries scoring 10 points now. What a recovery drive this was. Let's go back up to the front, though. 3 seconds the gap. And I don't blame Menno either for keeping it slow and safe. He's got a gap to play with, and why not?
Tom Parker, I think he's going to go
seconds the gap.
P5, P4 even. Just.
Yep, indeed. Let's have a look at Parker, see whether he can do anything around the outside of Tapper. No, I don't think he can. He's trying. He can't get anything done, though. Let's look to Menno Klont, though. For the first time since Singapore 2011, Multiforce wins. It's Menno Klont winning. What a fantastic race for the Dutchman, and he will be absolutely elated doing donuts, and I don't blame him. Philip Pushka second, very close with Siggy. Tom Parker did eventually take Dawe Tapper for fourth. Great effort from both of them anyway. Sven de Vries, what a recovery drive to P6. Zandona, after starting on pole, I think he'll be happy with P7, to be honest. Great results for him and Scuderia Vasilia. Great result for Fox as well. P8 for Verzil, doing wonderfully well in these Super Cup cars. It's Lopez 9th, Holmes in 10th, Muscat 11th, Beresford 12th. Brackham did make it all the way in 13th. What would have happened had he been able to not get caught out in that incident? What would have happened? He might have actually won the race. You never know. De Vos in 14th, Neiman in 15th. But for Multiforce, after such an average season, a win and elation for Menno Klont, that will be the best result of his sim racing career to date. I can assure you that.
That is an absolutely fantastic result. You know, we've talked about how strong this field is and how from the start of the season this field has been so quick. And for Menno Klont to have taken a win, fantastic result for Menno, and you know it's not as if he had any slouches behind him. You know, you got Philip Pushka and Kevin Siggy and Tom Parker on the options, obviously with that incident. I don't know if he would have won the race though. You know, you look at his pace differential. Really? Tom Parker, his pace was good, but Menno was just, you know, we know he was kind of slowing down a little bit towards the end of the race to bring it home, but. I have no words. Menno Klont, great job. That is a really fantastic result.
More than he wanted. Menno saying, "Oh my word, did I just do that?" Yes, you did. Yes, you did, sir. And well did. I mean, it's interesting. Time was a theme at the beginning of this broadcast. 2011, Bart de Vos was Super Cup champion. It was 2011 when Multiforce had their last win. Full stop. 3 years, or just about, what was it? 2.5 years later? Here we go again. Multiforce on the podium. Not just on the podium, but on the top step of the podium. And now we do have interviews for you after what a fantastic evening once again. I think I will start with Menno Klont here. Just as if we haven't said it as many times to the audience as possible. Multiforce's first win since Singapore 2011, the last round of 2011. When I was talking to you throughout this season, you said, "Oh, you know, the one thing I really wanted this season was to get a legitimate podium. I know I have the pace to do it." Here we are. your first race win, and by the sounds of it, you can't quite believe it yourself.
No, really. I trained so hard to get in this position, and wow, I just did it. Wow, and yeah, I'm speechless, really.
Everything just seemed to work out for you amazingly well. Parker and Gaxella decided to opt for the option tyre halfway stint run, and then you had Siggy and Pushka behind you battling out, so they never even got close to you. In a sense, you were all on your own, just able to focus on your driving, and everything just fell into place perfectly for you.
Yeah, well, yeah. I saw the gap of Kevin and Philip, and well, yeah, I saw it. It was stable, so I knew what. Once I got Gaxella and Parker out of the way because they needed to stop, I was leading. So yeah, I think the last 5 laps when I was leading, it was really, really incredible. The feeling I'm leading, but also the pressure. And well, yeah, if you've never done this before, then yeah, then it's really, really, really exciting to do. And well, the last lap, yeah, I more or less cruised because yeah, I knew I had a great, I had 3-4 seconds, and yeah, when I crossed the line, wow, it was amazing.
Yeah, I thought you might have been cruising as much. We certainly saw you slow down for a bit. The question is, though, now you've done this once, should we expect to see Menno Klont on the top step of the podium again, or are your expectations for the rest of the season a bit more modest? You know, are you still aiming for those odd podiums once in a while, or are you going to try and push yourself to see whether you can't get another win?
Well, yeah. Well, another win, yeah, well, it's difficult to talk about. I just won my first. I think the aim every race is to get a top 6, just to get all the constant point scoring and get Motorforce in a good position in the constructors. And yeah, I know sometimes I can surprise, and yeah, well, I hope I can do that once more. But yeah, I'm so happy that I did it today. My season is already, well, it's already finished here for my expectations. I dreamed of a win. I dreamed how I would feel if I win, because I'm doing very much laps training. But yeah, now I did. It is amazing. I really can't believe it.
Well, I can't believe it either. I'm very happy for you, and I certainly hope to see more surprises throughout the season from you, Menno. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll tell you what, Menno, one of the most likeable people in the paddock, I would say Daniel Ricciardo. Like, you know, smile with wide enough to shine through your computer screens. But moving on from the wide smile of Menno Klont to the rather smirky and perhaps a little bit disappointed smile of Sven de Vries. A race win in race 1, pole position, of course, all going so well. And then race 2, you know, the massive accident at the back, you know, caught out in that. Able to come back to P6, mind you, a great recovery drive, but could have been more potentially.
Yeah, first of all, Menno, amazing job. That was really awesome to see you win there. I think everybody's very happy for you, and like James said, one of the most liked people in the paddock. So thumbs up for that. Yeah, great race in race 1, pole position, of course. Already lost it at the start to Tom Parker. I kind of figured I'd do the same strategy as I had in Malaysia with the high tire wear. I figured if I could keep the lead, try to extend the gap, stay out of slipstream. And if I'd lose the lead, which happened here, I'd figure I'd stick behind Parker, try to save the tires a little bit, and make up the lost time in the slipstream. Fortunately, got spun around and got behind Pushka, so that kind of put me back in a position where I'd rather not have been. But in the end, great battle with Pushka, really fair, hard but very fair battle next to each other for several turns, and had a lot of fun. Great to come home in P1. And then race 1, I had a shit start. I don't think I've ever started that bad. Unfortunately, I got caught up by a lot of people and had a bad line in, I think, turn 3 and just lost the car. Just spun it around and thought I was going to fly through one of the signs. Ended up being a wall, so very lucky not losing my front wing. And in the end, very lucky to bring it home in P6 and do some damage control.
Indeed, as we must apologise for the swearing, cause adrenaline going through the bodies of everyone, but perhaps you could tell us your thoughts. We know we're past the halfway point now, Sven, and Jason didn't exactly have the best of rounds himself. You pulled out yet more points on pretty much all of your championship rivals. looking pretty good for you going into Hockenheim and the races ahead. Is the plan to keep on extending your advantage until the end, or do you think that you might be able to put it on the back burner for a bit?
Well, of course, the plan is always to extend your lead. I don't think I'm really in a position to lean back and cruise around, especially at Pushka showing great pace lately. Not sure what happened to Jason. Just didn't have the pace today. Good points for me to extend the lead indeed, but I think Pushka gained some on me. So, we have to keep up the pace and practice hard for Hockenheim and see if we can be at the front again.
Well, we're lovely to have you with us once again, Sven, and well done on your race 1 win. And let's now go to Florian Dyer. Podium in race 1 after, that was another great recovery drive actually after your earlier incident in race 1 to come back, to take Parker on the last lap, to take that podium. Unfortunately, race 2 didn't go as well.
Yeah, indeed. The qualifying was quite close. I got a good lap in with P2, just behind Sven. And yeah, just forgot, well done to Menno on his first win. Hope he enjoys it. And yeah, the first race, the start was unbelievable. It's never been so bad. And then I always have to recover and I have to battle my way through the field. It's pretty annoying, honestly, because no disrespect to others, but I think me and Tom, we are the fastest cars on track. And most of the time I'm stuck behind others and don't have the top speed to overtake, and I have to do miracles with staying out longer, and it's pretty hard and frustrating. But still P3 was okay, but I'm not happy with that. The second race, the start was quite the same as in the first one. Right in the pack, and everything can happen there. Got lots of damage on the rear of the car. Was behind Philip, I think, and Jason, trying to overtake them into second to last corner, I think, and lost the back end a little bit, and then Jason just don't know what happened with him, but he just ran into me, and that was basically it. It was at the end of the order, and then I lost it on my own, on nearly the same place. So altogether it's very frustrating.
Frustrating, yes, but at the end of the day, it was a good day for you in race 1, a good day for Simcraft overall, you could say, and I'm actually quite glad we've got you particularly in the room, because we head out to your home race next time out at Hockenheim. Is it a track that you particularly enjoy?
I like it more than Nürburgring. I haven't raced it so much. I hope I can get back on the top step, or maybe get a pole. But most important, I need 2 consistently good races. Doesn't help me if I have one good and the next one is a DNF. So I need 2 top finishes in a row for once.
I certainly hope that you get a bit of luck sometime soon, Florian. Thank you very much for joining us. And then finally, Kevin Siggy. Thank you very much for joining us. And then Kevin Siggy, wonderful event for you, actually. Really nice, pretty clean. P5 and P3. Decent result for Positive once again.
Yeah, I got some good pace. I didn't actually expect that again, as this is one of my worst tracks. Pushka, he's a hell of a fighter. Jesus Christ. I barely stand the fight. Oh my god. At Maggots and Beckett's, oh my gosh, I didn't know how to go around him. Unfortunately for him, once I was driving behind him and he teleported behind me somehow. I'm not sure, but I apologize for the hit. I apologize for the touch a little bit, but I hope that wasn't my problem, because he lagged behind me for some reason, and I apologize to his teammate for touching him a little bit, and he unfortunately spun. other than that, I didn't expect to get so much pace, and I didn't expect for podium as well. I'm happy to get it. By the way, Menno, congratulations for the second win, for the second race win. Sorry, and I hope to see you on the podium again.
I tell you what, we need to get a little bit of a grudge match between you guys all on win. We've got Florian, yourself, and now Menno. I guess one thing to say is, perhaps who do you consider your closest rivals now, Kevin? Because you got that race win in the bag. You've been on the podium once again today. You've got a pole position to your name, and Positive is rising in stature in the team's championship. So there's plenty of names to choose from in your area.
At the moment, it's Pushka. Definitely Pushka. I love fighting with him. He's a clean racer. Maybe Menno as well, and Geyer. Yeah, and Geyer as well. These three are my potential rivals at the moment.
Looking above you in the championship table, it's always good to have some aspirations, and we certainly hope that you live up to those aspirations. Thank you very much for joining us. Also, Kevin, and well, Lewis. What another great round that was to send us off for the halfway point.
Yeah, obviously with the first race of the evening was the halfway point of the championship, and what a way to go past the halfway point and then to move in to the second half of the season with Menno taking his first win in Supercup, and it's just a great event. Of course, the ninth one in a row. That's been an interesting one to watch. Apologies for some of the problems with the broadcast this evening, which wasn't really live or anything, but we made do with what we got, and no, it was a good evening, a very entertaining one, and glad we could do something.
Tell you what will also be an interesting evening. Perhaps many of you aren't so interested in Super League this season. Reason to tune in tomorrow. Giuseppe Ranieri, last week I should say, fired from Midnight Motorsport. I believe, if my sources are correct, he'll be making his debut for Kernau Sports tomorrow with Alex Cooper in the car in Midnight. Lots of chopping and changing there, and definitely a reason to tune in and see how the Italian fares in his new team. After that, then, we'll be heading to Rockingham on the Monday to have the British Touring Cup, and then on the Wednesday after, unlike what I said in the actual broadcast, we'll actually be heading to the German Sports Series at Hockenheim with the Porsches, and then we'll be all the way back to the Carrera once again the Tuesday after for Formula Challenge, and you can join us in 2 weeks' time where we head to Hockenheim. There's no reason why you shouldn't join us, to be honest. Supercup always provides entertainment for you, so grab some popcorn and be ready for another night of excellent entertainment. I'd love to thank my cameraman and co-commentator and technical man genius, Lewis McGlade, who's been able to put on this entire broadcast for us. Much more effort than usual, and definitely deserves a pat on the back and a cookie for his troubles. I've been James Kirk, and from all of us here, we'll see you in 2 weeks. It's a very warm goodbye.